Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to tell you now, go grab some tea, some coffee, because this video may be about 30 minutes long. Hopefully not, but if it is too long, watch it in parts, you all. So I'm going to be talking about my Ex Nihilo collection today. Ex Nihilo is one of my favorite fragrance houses. I have about 5, and I said I was going to do a video, and we're going to discuss those. Y'all know Xerjoff, Kayali, Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, and then Ex Nihilo, and then I think there's one more, and maybe Tiziana Terenzi. But I absolutely love those fragrance houses, and I have more than, I would say about 8 fragrances from those fragrance houses. If you're interested in what I have in my Ex Nihilo collection, some are exclusives from here. Some are exclusives from Bergdorf's. Some you can buy here in Los Angeles. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on those notification bells. Please subscribe to your girl's channel, y'all. Show me some love. And give me recommendations as well. Please follow me on Instagram as well. I will link everything down in the description box below. So all you have to do is click on the links, y'all. Okay. Anyway, let's get started, y'all. I love Ex Nihilo. My favorite Ex Nihilo was not FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. It was actually Sweet Morphine. I have 2 reviews on the fragrance house that I did a couple years ago. I will link the first one, which is real bootleg, okay? I think I was sitting outside at the beach and I fell in love with Sweet Morphine when I went to Neiman Marcus and I purchased that one first. I wasn't really too enthusiastic about FLEUR NARCOTIQUE, but I absolutely fell in love with it in the end, you guys, and the Extrait as well. So anyway, let's get to it. So, within the fragrance house, they have different categories of collections. They have the Initial collection, which are the very first Ex Nihilos. I'm going to be reading some of this because I don't remember all of it. They have the Quintessence collection, which are the black bottles. Okay, those are the all black, beautiful, sleek bottles. And the Quintessence collection, those are inspired extracts. They're super expensive. Okay, but they are a tribute to the new aesthetics and contemporary elegance. That is what it says on the site. And then you have your Sublime Essence collection. Those are pure oils. There's ambers, there's ouds, there's rose, there's musk. Those at the Ex Nihilo store, you can actually add them to your perfumes. They have a vanilla as well. You can make it a little more vanilla-y, a little more musky, oudy, like all of that. I know there's an Ex Nihilo store in LA that I always go to, y'all. And then there's one, hey Jennifer, hey girl. She is the district manager or the general manager of the Ex Nihilo, and she was at the store a couple times that I went, and I absolutely love her. She's always amazing, so thank you for your help, and I appreciate you as well. Y'all, when I went into Ex Nihilo, I don't know if I told this on my last review, when I bought the other fragrance, 1019 Wonders, but Jennifer was like, oh, you look familiar. And I was like, oh yeah. She said, did you do a review on Ex Nihilo a couple years ago? I was like, I did. And I can't believe you know me, girl. Okay, so yeah, you're known all over the place. I was noticed in Canada. I was noticed in, where was I? In London. I was noticed in some other country that I went to. And it was through the airport, you guys. She was like, oh, do you do reviews? Because she asked me what I was wearing and I told her. And anyway, I'm going to get to it. But anyway, she noticed me in the airport and she was like, oh, I just sent your reel to my cousin. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm literally noticed all over the world. This is hilarious. Not even for travel, but more for fragrances. But anyway, I love it. And I love seeing people that watch me, you guys. So anyway, thanks, Jennifer. Okay. So the next collection, the Sublime Essence, are the pure oils that you can actually add to the fragrances. And they do mix them in the stores. And then you have your Les Interdits, I think it's called. I think this is all French, okay? Les Interdits, and that's the playful and I think subverse, it said. Playful and subverse. The pleasures of addiction, you guys. And those are like the Sweet Morphines, the Explicits, the Henri's Delights. There's something like, you know, just decadent and sweet and gorgeous and addicting about those fragrances in that collection. So you guys can go to the site. I will link the website down below, and because I'm not going to list everything down below, so I'll link it down below so that you can go to the website and see the subcategories and the fragrances that fall under those collections. Then you have the Iconoclasty collection. And then you have the Babylon collection, which is a contemporary, decadent and decadent collection. And those are the ones in the black bottles, but with the gold or the brownish color hue at the bottom. So I have one from just about every collection, you guys, every subcategory from the house. So y'all, let's get to it. So the very first one we're going to talk about is a new Gold Immortal Extrait, you all. I am super excited to have this sample in my collection. I actually went to the store to smell it. I was like, ooh, this fragrance is a lot, okay? And I'm not sure if I want to buy it. So the notes in Gold Immortal Extrait. I love Gold Immortal and not Immortal, Gold Immortal. And Gold Immortal, I have a travel size of, and it is definitely on my wish list once I go through my travel size. It's beautiful, and that's the only other one that I wanted so far in my collection. And then there's one other one, but it's in a different subcategory collection. So Gold Immortal, you have bergamot, you have some pear, you have your, I think it's called Lysylang, Lysy, like ylang, like Lysylang or Lysylang. Then you have your peony, tonka, vanilla, and amber. So I have a sample of this one, and we're going to go ahead and spray it. I did go up to the store to potentially purchase the fragrance, and it wasn't really my cup of tea, but as it started to dry down, because there was something really fresh and almost like a vetiver scent in there to me. So I wanted to try it, but I love their extracts, and I know they're super heavy and strong. So I said, you know what, let me go try it. And I said, the first time I smelled it, I said, you know what, I need to wear this full body. I need to smell it again before I purchase a bottle of Gold Immortal Extrait. But, you know, it is a little masculine in the opening, you guys. Go ahead and spray this. So, like I said, you have your pear, bergamot, Lysylang, peony, tonka, amber, and vanilla. So I like the fragrance. That peony, I think it's the peony and the amber and maybe the yellow. I think Lysylang may be a yellow floral, because I smell something similar to a yellow floral. You know, it's a little not abrasive, but it's strong in the opening, very strong in the opening, okay? You get a lot of amber, you get some vanilla, you get some richness from the peony, you get a little bit of sweetness from the pear. But it almost gives me a very fresh, almost earthy vetiver type scent in here. You know, a little green as well. You know, now, as this fragrance sits on your skin, I want to love a fragrance all the way through. I want to love it in the opening. I want to love it in the mid and the dry down. I don't want to have to wait to fall in love with a fragrance until it gets to the dry down and be annoyed in the opening. So this fragrance didn't annoy me in the opening, but I found that it was not my favorite so far. I do have to wear this full body. It was not my favorite in the opening, but I loved it in the dry down, y'all. So a little powdery, like pear, ambery, but this one is definitely more ambery than the Gold Immortal EDP, you know? It's beautiful, but like I said, that first spray is like, woo, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. But it's beautiful. It's like I said, it's a little more masculine for me in the beginning, but the peony, the powderiness of the vanilla, the amber, you know, I think it's the tonka that's making it a little more powdery with the vanilla and the amber. But it's beautiful. So I may pick up this fragrance, this extrait at a later date. I'm definitely gonna maybe buy a travel size and wear my travel size first, and then we'll move on to the extrait, you know? But I do really like it. I like it a lot, and I love it in the dry down, you guys. So that's Gold Immortal. That's Gold Immortal Extrait, and this was gifted to me. Go to the store, the Ex Nihilo stores. I don't know if they have this in the department stores yet, but yeah, definitely sample this, you guys, before you purchase it. All right, the next one that I do have is a travel size, and they come... the name's on the back, Gold Immortal, and they do come in this amazing travel sizes. Gold Immortals, I absolutely love this one, you guys. They also have travel atomizers that you can put this in as well, you know. But Gold Immortals, this is a 10 ml, or 8.5 actually. I love Gold Immortals, and like I said, this has been on my list, but I definitely need to not let this sit and use up the this travel size. So in Gold Immortals, you have bergamot pear, peony, you have some musk amber, and then the Lenslang, or whatever that is. And then you have the ylang, you guys. Okay, we're just going to say that. You have the ylang. So the only difference between the extrait and this one, it seems to be the musk. So in the EDP, there is the musk in this. I love this one. It's fresh. It's airy. I probably will end up getting this one because it's not as heavy as the extrait. But the extrait is definitely giving you a little more amber and vanilla, you guys, you know? It's just more dense, you know. It's beautiful though. So this one, I like the fresh, airy muskiness, the amber, the peony, like all of the scents, all of the notes blend very well together. It's beautiful. It's amazing all year long. And this is the Gold Immortals EDP, but there's something in here, that peony and that vanilla in here is just proper. It's mixing, y'all. It's proper, okay? That's what my English folks would say. So yeah, I'm loving this one. The peony, the pear, the tonka, the musk. The musk really adds a softness to the original EDP Gold Immortals. It's beautiful. You know? Yeah, this is definitely full bottle worthy for me, and definitely going to have, it is on my list, on my wish list once I finish the sample. So the next one we have is FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. And I can't believe I've used so much of this FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. Yeah, I've gone through this bad boy a little bit. So there's a bit of a dent in here. And this is within the past like 2 years I've had this fragrance. So it is such a beautiful fragrance. It's very airy, ethereal. It's pretty. It's princessy. You know, it's feminine. It's soft. It's lush. You know, it smells pink. It smells very lush, you know, almost like a warm cashmere or like a fluffy cotton candy or a fluffy bergamot, y'all. This is absolutely beautiful. We're not going to talk about dupes on this, but there are several dupes for this fragrance, but I love the original. So in FLEUR NARCOTIQUE, and this is the EDP, you have your lychee pear, you have your lychee peach, bergamot peony, orange blossom. This is by Quentin Biche as well. There's jasmine, there's some transparent wood, and there's some musk in here, you guys. I took these notes from the actual site, and Jennifer, she was gracious enough to give me some of the notes, and the store on a couple of other ones that I have that aren't listed, and they are exclusives, you know. But this is such a beautiful, warm, fuzzy fragrance that you can wear all year long. If you do wear this in the summertime, I would say maybe spray a little lighter because of the sweetness and the creaminess and the lushness of this fragrance. It may become a little cloying because it's sweet, it's fruity, it's musky, and it's luscious. It's like it's not a very natural, like a natural deer musk, but it's a very creamy, sweet, musky scent. Always get compliments on FLEUR NARCOTIQUE when I wear it. It's beautiful, it's fruity, and definitely feminine. All of these fragrances today have amazing performance. Okay, hands down, no less than 8 hours. So we won't even speak on performance today because there it is, you guys. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is an extrait. It's her big sexy sister, FLEUR NARCOTIQUE Extrait. I love this fragrance. It's heavy, it's dense. There's more, it feels like there's more orange blossom in here. There's more sweetness. There's more vanilla in this fragrance. It's definitely just one that I absolutely love. I would say maybe I will probably wear, I've worn this in the spring as well, but most likely I will probably stick to wearing this one unless I'm going out on a date night and I want to make an impression and amazing sillage, this one would be more for the fall winter. The Extrait and the original FLEUR NARCOTIQUE will probably be better for the spring summer, you guys. So in the Extrait, you have your bergamot, osmanthus, lychee, freesia, peony, jasmine, orange blossom, musk, and moss. Okay, so the difference between this one and the EDP, this one has osmanthus and there's freesia in here, but overall the notes are pretty much the same. So like the difference is osmanthus and freesia. This smells exactly like the original, but just a little heavier, thick, richer, dense, and sweeter, you guys. I love it as well. It's beautiful. Definitely sample it. It's a pretty penny. You still get the freshness and the airiness from the peony and the osmanthus as well. You don't get the peach in this fragrance, you know? Oh yeah, that's the difference. I have a really great nose, okay? I do smell the peach in the original FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. So you get more of the fresh airiness of the osmanthus in here, which gives more of an apricot-y, peachy smell as well. But in FLEUR NARCOTIQUE, you get I really get the peach, like a creamy peach in that fragrance. Get your nose on this one. Visit the Ex Nihilo store. I bought this one over in Harrod on the 6th floor, okay, in the exclusive fragrance collection section. And I absolutely love this, you guys. Get your nose on it. All right, so the next one we're going to talk is Venenum's Kiss, and people always compare this to Miller Harris's Scherzo, I think it is. Venenum's Kiss, I've worn about 3 times, and I love it. I love the creaminess of the sandalwood, the Davana, and the saffron in this fragrance, you guys. It's absolutely amazing. So in Venenum's Kiss, and it has neroli in there, and I'm not a huge neroli fan, you guys, but it's beautiful. It smells rose oudi, rose like Middle Eastern, y'all. It's beautiful. Like I said, the creaminess of the sandalwood in here. I think there's praline in here as well, because you get that sweetness. So in Venenum's Kiss, you have neroli, saffron, nutmeg, which is smelling like praline. So nutmeg, rose absolute, Davana, amber, vanilla, styrax, and sandalwood. So you really do get that styrax, the creaminess from that vanilla, styrax, and the sandalwood, the rose in here as well. Like I said, this smells very Middle Eastern, very beautiful. The Davana to give it a slight greenness. If you like Miller Harris Scherzo, you may love this one. That one, Miller Harris Scherzo, has a little more tangerine base and it's a little more green. This one's definitely more creamier, but they smell very similar to one another, like 75% the same. So you don't need both fragrances. But I love and it's not Venenum's Kiss. Jennifer told me it's Venom's Kiss, okay? But the 2 ends in there is kind of tricky, okay? Anyway, love this fragrance. Very upscale, very dressed up, super sexy, very luscious, creamy, and silky. Love it. And this is an EDP. They haven't come out with an Extrait. Well, Venenum's Kiss, the EDP, performs like an Extrait. And it smells like an Extrait already, you guys. So I would not buy the Extrait for Venenum's Kiss. But it sounds beautiful. All right, the next one is Lust in Paradise French Riviera. This is the one that Jennifer sold me. So Lust in Paradise French Riviera, and this belongs to the addiction section of fragrances. You have your pink pepper, white peony, lychee musk, amber, white cedarwood. You know what? I was talking to Jennifer in the store. This is so good. You get a little bit of that woodiness from that white cedar wood, and it's slightly smelling a little green. I've worn this fragrance to work twice. When I tell you, I got loads of compliments, and one of my coworkers said, "Oh, I'm just following you around because you smell so good." Victoria, okay? Yeah, she was like, everybody was like, "What do you have on?" The nurse from the lift team, "What do you have on? It smells so good." And I tried to explain what it was, but when I tell them the price, you know, it's a whole different ball game, okay? So anyway, Lust in Paradise Riviera edition, which is a special edition, so compliment getting. And as I smelled this, I said, you know what? Why am I smelling Valaya? I'm getting a little bit of Valaya in here in this fragrance. Valaya and FLEUR NARCOTIQUE mix, you know? She said they're the same perfumers. I haven't looked it up yet, but I gotta look it up. She says Valaya is the same perfumer as Lust in Paradise Riviera. I said, okay. All right, I got it. So anyway, this is so compliment getting. It's fresh. You still get the sweetness. You get the airiness, the slight citruses, the florals, the peony. Y'all, this is absolutely amazing. I wish they would come back out with this fragrance. You probably have to hunt this down, but I'm pretty sure you can find it. It's a special edition. So it kind of reminds you of Valaya mixed with a FLEUR NARCOTIQUE. I wore Valaya the other day. Valaya is a little screechy still to me. I really, really like the fragrance. I actually love it, but I cannot overspray that fragrance. I have learned that. I can overspray this because it's soft. It's not soft in performance, but it is soft in, you know, scent. It's airy. The sillage on here is beautiful, y'all, and I lit the entire unit up, and everyone was in love with this fragrance. You guys get your nose on it. All right, the next one we're gonna talk about is Sweet Morphine, and I dropped my paper. Sorry, y'all. So, we're gonna talk about Sweet Morphine. We're gonna talk about the Sweetest Morphine first. Now, I do have a sample of the Sweetest Morphine, and here it is. I'm like, where did I put it? Okay. So the Sweetest Morphine, I have a 10 ml sample. I love the Sweetest Morphine. Now, in the Sweetest Morphine, I'm not going to spray it because I literally had one of these and I broke it. And Jennifer was gracious enough to give me another one. It cracked on my table and I was going to discuss it with you all. So anyway, the Sweetest Morphine, in here, Sweet Morphine was my very first love of Ex Nihilo. Not only the name, because you guys know that I'm a nurse, and I thought that was super like cute, you know, but the fragrance I fell in love with. She sprayed it. I kept sniffing my hand. Actually had it all over my body, and then I went back to the store 3 or 4 days later, and I purchased the fragrance because I couldn't stop smelling myself, you guys. A lot of people say it's medicinal. If you don't like the note of lilac and violet or a powdery scent, then you may not love the Sweetest Morphine or Sweet Morphine. So in the Sweetest Morphine, you have your bergamot, lilac, ozonic note accord, mimosa rose, solar note accord, vetiver, musk, and patchouli. Now the difference between this one and I'll give you the notes, and Sweet Morphine is that this one is a little more airy. You do get that ozonic scent, fresh, airy, you know, bright, slight citruses, you know, in the air. The waft is completely different from the Sweet Morphine. This is less powdery. So you get less lilac, less violet in this fragrance. But it's beautiful all the same. So if you really liked Sweet Morphine, but you thought it was a little heavy for you, then you may like the Sweetest Morphine. The Sweet Morphine is sweeter than the Sweetest Morphine to me, because of the heavier lilac note and it's more powdery. But this one, like I said, if Sweet Morphine was too heavy for you, then you may want to sample. It is absolutely not a safe blind buy. You may want to sample the Sweetest Morphine, which I absolutely love as well. You guys get your nose on this. So now let's talk about Sweet Morphine. And my juice was pink, and it is getting super like purplish, mauve color looking. So in Sweet Morphine, which is my very first ex nihilo, there's lilac, bergamot, esses. There's iris in here that makes it a little more powdery. There's no iris in the Sweetest Morphine. So there's iris, mimosa absolute, bourbon vanilla, there's musk and patchouli. So the difference is that there's iris in here, there's some absolutes in here, and there's mimosa. Oh, there's mimosa in the other one, but mimosa absolute and bergamot absolute, or bergamot essence, you guys. So the Sweet Morphine is just, I love it because I love the note of lilac. I'm not a huge iris fan, but I do like the iris in here. This is slight medicinal, like the actual medicine morphine, you know? But I love it. It smells purple, you know? It smells like lilac. It smells like violets, you guys. So like I said, it's absolutely beautiful. This one, the Sweetest Morphine, is airier, more fresh, less heavy on the lilac, less sweet. And this one is denser, it's dense, it's sweet, it's more lilac, it's iris, and I think it's heavier on the mimosa as well, you guys. So anyway, not a safe blind buy. Get your nose on those two. I don't want to drop anything or miss anything. So the next one we're going to talk about is one that I absolutely love as well. It's like gourmand leaning, you guys. And this is Explicit, okay? A little bit of a little dent in there. So Explicit or Explicit, okay? In here, this belongs to the sensual. It says it's supposed to be like sensual and thrill. This belongs to the addiction collection of Ex Nihilo fragrances. So in here you have your nutmeg, pink pepper, peony, lily of the valley, praline, sandalwood, vanilla, and amber, you guys. So this fragrance is beautiful. It's creamy. You get the sandalwood, you get the praline, you get the amber in here. You know, you get the woodiness, you get the sweetness, the creaminess. It almost smells like a dessert, you know? It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's very fresh on top of being a slightly gourmand leaning fragrance as well. But you definitely get that nutmeg and the pink pepper makes it fresh. I realized that writing down all of the notes on these fragrances, Ex Nihilo uses a lot of nutmeg. They use a lot of sandalwood and a lot of pink pepper, you guys. And a lot of cassis as well. Cassis or Divana, I think it is. They use a lot of Divana. And maybe it's just different concentrations of the notes, which gives the fragrance its scent. So like I said, in here, you know, it's really not floral to me at all, you know, from what I remember wearing it as well, you know. You really get that sandalwood, you know, the creaminess from the praline, the nutmeg, you know, it's not too spicy. It's just super sophisticated and elegant, you guys. Absolutely love it. Explicit. If you like a warm, spicy gourmand, with a little bit of praline, warm, you know, very creamy, almost slightly like tonic leaning, then you may want to try Explicit. I don't get the Lily of the Valley in here at all, and I love the note of Lily of the Valley. It's absolutely beautiful, and test it, you guys. It's beautiful if you love gourmands. But it's definitely like sweet, warm, creamy, and just a little warm, spicy. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is... Let's see, I wrote everything down, and I have some samples as well. We're going to talk about Atlas Fever. Now, I have a sample. I have several samples. Oh, Atlas Fever. I didn't bring my sample. So Atlas Fever is one that it is on my wish list. Love it. It's like it gives, even though it doesn't list the note of coconut, it gives you like a creamy, tropical, almost like Overture gives you tropical vacation in a bottle, even though it has those heavier notes, like the sandalwood and the creaminess and, you know, the fig. Atlas Fever is pretty much giving me the same. So in Atlas Fever, it's bright, it's fresh from the pink pepper. You have your incense, tonka bean, narcissus flower, vanilla absolute. You have cedarwood, sandalwood, amber, oak, and guaiac wood. So that fragrance I absolutely love. But what I get from that, no florals at all, but I definitely get a beautiful creamy, slightly woody coconut. It almost reminds me of Santal Complete by Fragrance Du Bois. That is almost, but it's a little heavier on the amber. I love Santal Complete, but that, I was trying to remember the scent, but that's exactly what it smells like, but with a little more amber, Santal Complete, and much more, much of a better performance as well, you guys. So Atlas Fever is on my wish list, and that pink pepper makes it bright, fresh, coconutty, smooth, creamy, vanillic, ambery, like all that. It's beautiful. Get your nose on it as well. Not a safe blind buy. Sample that, you guys. So the next one is Amber Sky. And that is a sample. So in Amber Sky, actually like, no, Amber Sky, I said, was masculine leaning, or unisex or masculine leaning. So in Amber Sky, you have your bergamot. Coriander is heavy in this fragrance. I tested it a couple times. You get that coriander seed, very earthy, very creamy, slightly animalic a little bit. It's very animalic in the opening. You get your nutmeg, geranium. The geranium is more green than rosy in this fragrance. Amber, cedarwood, sandalwood, vanilla, and tonka bean. This one is very, very like strong in the opening. Masculine, animalic, very dry. You get the coriander. There's some greenness to this fragrance and creaminess at the same time. I do like it a little bit, but I would never wear this. This would totally have to be on a man. The dry down is so much more tolerable than the opening, but the opening's a bit abrasive for me in Amber Sky. So yeah, Amber Sky, if you're a male or somebody that likes super strong, screechy fragrances that like the note of coriander because it's heavy on that, then get your nose on Amber Sky. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is called Golden Wanderers. Golden Wanderers is actually nice. So in Golden Wanderers, I said this one was animalic in the opening too. It's ambery, it's woody. I said this was masculine as well. It's fresh. And it's a beautiful scent, but it's very animalic, very masculine leaning in the opening, and it's strong, you guys. So Golden Wanderers, yeah, this one's totally not for me. I don't even think I would love smelling. I wrote down, I probably wouldn't love smelling this on a man. I think I wrote down, I love Amber Sky more. I would love smelling Amber Sky on a man more than I love Golden Wanderers. This is straight up like strong, you guys. Definitely sample this. Men, get your nose on it. Or if you like masculine fragrances, sample this one first, you guys. All right, so the next one is Iris Porcelana. Iris Porcelana is pretty. So in Iris Porcelana, let's see, did I write the notes down for this one? I'm not sure if I did, y'all. So in Iris Porcelana, you have, I think you have iris, you have violet, you have some vanilla, you have some woody notes that I can remember. To me, you have to love iris to wear this fragrance or to even like sample this fragrance. It's very iris heavy. In the opening, it smells a little purple. I think there's violet or lilac in here. It's a little sweet, but very airy, powdery. It almost smells like it smells like if you're walking into like a, what do you call it? Like not a brothel. If you're walking into like the Moulin Rouge or something and all the ladies are dressed up in their beautiful dresses and they're in the powder room. That is what this smells like. This is giving me vintage. This is giving me like 80s iris vibes, you know, some of the older fragrances in the 80s. It's giving me castle, you know. It's giving me vintage like Hertz Castle, a powder room in Hertz Castle. It's giving me big, beautiful mirrors. You know, it is very beautiful. But I am not a huge iris fan. This is definitely mature, very mature. It's very relaxing though and mentally stimulating as well because it's so smooth and airy and ethereal, you guys. Get your nose on Iris Porcelana if you like the note of iris in fragrances. It's very beautiful, floral, slightly sweetened, airy, powdery, and just, you know, creamy, luscious and creamy, you guys. But nice, but not full bottle worthy for me. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is, I think the last two, you guys. So hopefully not that long, okay? Almost. So we're going to talk about one that I absolutely fell in love with. It's Inherit's exclusive, and I bought this over in London, and this is the Irreverence. Ooh, this is so good, y'all. The caramel in here is amazing, you know? I love it. Ambery caramel. It's sweet. It's gorgeous. It's not too sweet. It's just it's the perfect blend of everything, you guys. So in the Irreverence, it's Inherit exclusive. And this is paying homage to the generation of Vanguard. It says to the generation of Londoners. You know, it says Harrods exclusive to the generation of Vanguard Londoners who pay their own modern way. Okay, that is what the site said. So I'm sorry, I've been talking long. My battery's dying. So in here, you guys, you have your vanilla, tonka, ambergris, which I absolutely love in fragrances, jasmine, caramel, pink pepper, and saffron. So what I get, I'm going to just spray this here, you guys. So what I get on this, the atomizers are beautiful. It's like a whole shower, you know. You got to like pink pepper. Pink pepper and saffron almost gives me the same when it comes to the fresh airiness. Not a really leathery, heavy saffron, but a very light, airy saffron. They almost mimic the same scent to me, you guys. Love it. The caramel, the ambergris, the freshness. It's fresh and it's slightly gourmand leaning at the same time. It's ambery, vanillic. It's real simple yet complex at the same time. I love the Irreverence. Every time I wore this to work, I got so many compliments on this fragrance. You know, it's beautiful. You know, now it's not like it's pretty much linear, you know. I think in the dry down, the caramel gets a little sweeter and a little more dense. I think that amber is making it become a little sweeter. But when I tell you I love the Irreverence, you know, a couple of my friends ordered this bottle as well because they loved it so much upon first sniff. I love it. It's beautiful, amazing all year long. That you can wear this in the summer as well because the freshness of the pink pepper and the saffron. It's almost like AI. It's almost like AI the Grapes fragrance, Ambrosia Imperial, with that saffron in there that gives it that freshness, that airiness. That is the same saffron that I'm getting in Irreverence, you know. It's beautiful. And the sweetness in here, you guys, I love it. All these hand motions, I love it, you guys. Get your nose on Irreverence. It's in here. It's exclusive. You're going to have to buy that online, you guys. So the next one we're going to talk about is 1000. And anyway, I'll show you all the bottle. The Harrods exclusives. See how the bottle is black with the gold hue or the clear bronze hue. And then it has a different top up here. So the next bottle that we're going to discuss is, did I bring it or did I not? All right, y'all. So the next one we're going to be discussing is called 1019 Wonders. This was a Bergdorf exclusive. So I think this still can be purchased at Bergdorf. This is also for the gourmand lovers. Like my two favorites, actually I can't even say because my favorites are Irreverence, the FLEUR Narcotique, the Extrait. I love the EDP of FLEUR Narcotique, and I love 1019 Wonders, and I love Lust in Paradise Riviera. Y'all, they're also amazing. So anyway, in 1019 Wonders, like I said, it's a Bergdorf exclusive. You have your dates, cacao pod, you have your almond, caramel, vanilla, and orange blossom. This is such a beautiful gourmand. I'm not even going to say gourmand leaning because it's a gourmand fragrance, but it's not too sweet. It's still light and airy as well. Yeah. It's beautiful. You get that cacao, you get the richness from the dates, but yet and still the dates are very airy. It's not a heavy, dense fragrance. The reason why I love these ex nihilo fragrances, aside from the extracts, now the extracts are very heavy and dense, but the other ones, even though the notes seem a little bit heavy, they are very light and ethereal and fresh, even though they have those gourmand aspects to the fragrances that I absolutely love. And you can wear them all year long, 365 days a year, you guys. Like, even though this one has cacao, dates, vanilla, caramel in here, I can wear this in the summertime. The same with Explicit, you know, even though it has the praline, the amber, the vanilla, you know, it's beautiful. So this one, y'all, is absolutely stunning. 1019 Wonders. I love it. Definitely gourmand leaning. If you like fragrances like Explicit or Irreverence, then you're going to love 1019 Wonders because of the gourmand leaning factor. I think that is all, you all. So that was, what, 8 full bottles and 4 samples. And then, yeah, or these are 8 full bottles, 4 samples, and 2 travel size fragrances. You also, that is my ex nihilo collection. Like I said, the next one that I want to get my nose on is Atlas Fever. That is on my list. They also have the FLEUR Narcotique with the musk added to it already, y'all. I think it's called Musk Infinite, but she added musk to the additional FLEUR Narcotique that was there at the store, y'all. It was absolutely gorgeous, you guys. So try to go to an ex nihilo location if you live in New York or LA, and hopefully they will be branching out around the world, you guys. Get your nose on them. I don't know if you can add the natural oils to the fragrances at Harrods. I'm not sure, but you may be able to do that at Harrods on the 6th floor, you guys. All right, go on to the world, spread amazing sillage, do good, be good, all of that. And y'all, like I said, FLEUR Narcotique is in my top fragrance houses, top niche fragrance houses. I really don't have any top designers, so unfortunately, but anyway, I may have to go look. But yeah, this is probably like my number 3, you guys, okay? Absolutely love them. Get your nose, sample these fragrances. They are not safe blind buys, and y'all, they are so compliment getting. All right, bye-bye. Love you all.